What up? Let's get to it. So I want to give my opinion on Wes Phillips' most recent statements to the media. Man, you got to be glad to have a coach like Wes Phillips, right? Let's start with what he said about Kirk Cousins. And never get it twisted, man. Me as a fan, me personally, right? I'm rooting for Kirk Cousins, man. Dig me heavy. Kirk plays good, the team wins. I want to see Kirk ball out. Eat heavy. Eat, dog. Nothing against Kirk, man. He seems like a good guy as well. But you just want the real. People got to be held accountable, right? There's no hate for Kirk. You know what I'm saying? No dislike for Kirk. Nothing personal against Kirk Cousins, man. So don't get it misconstrued by some of the things I say about Kirk, about football, about his leadership, about him being a quarterback, and about how he needs to step his game up. That's facts. That's bottom line. The money he's getting paid, he has to produce more. He has to win the big games. Heavy. That's the bottom line, period. I speak on everyone, everything. No picks. Heavy. Wes Phillips said Kirk Cousins is learning, doing a great job at it, taking everything in. He said he's like a coach in the meeting rooms, which is good, which is a big step in the right direction for Kirk Cousins, which is a step in the right direction for Kirk Cousins, right? Acting as a coach, teaching the younger players, younger quarterbacks, being a mentor to Kellen Mond, Sean Mannion, etc. He said he's getting better. He said he's sharp on reading his check downs, deciding where the ball needs to be, reading coverages. So he says he's progressing. He's learning new things, taking it in. He said new ideas, different ways of doing things that may not be what Kirk Cousins is used to. He's accepting the change, the challenge. He's zoned in, keyed in, wanting to learn, not stuck in his ways, right? So that's all good signs. Great signs, man. And I hope he balls out. I hope he produces. Wes Phillips also talked about Kellen Mond, which was great news, which is not shocking or surprising. It just goes to show you when coaches take time with players to mold and develop them and really work with them, right? Really put the time in and effort, teaching them the game, new techniques, etc. Players can turn out good. It comes with work, with time, right? With effort, dog, with practice, repetition. He said Kellen Mond is very sharp, learning the playbook, looking good on the field, making the right reads, making good throws, elevating his game, getting better, continuing to learn and grow and get better, which we as fans knew he had it in him. I've said it on previous videos, man. Kellen Mond is a ball player. Now he has the staff around him to turn him into that, to help mold him into the quarterback he can be. And the way Wes Phillips is wired to the game, the secrets he knows of the game, right? The intricate details of the offensive game that he knows, that he's been around. He is a winner. He produces winners, right? He turns players into winners. Heavy. The way he looks at the offensive side of the ball, breaks schemes down, puts players in right positions. The ability he has to teach players, right? Know when to throw them in the fire, know when to ease back, calm it down. He understands the game, just the way he speaks about football, his demeanor. You could tell he's zoned in, he understands the game. All these coaches, right, are zoned in, ready to win, putting in the work. I'm sure the whole staff knows what type of talent this team has, man. I'm sure they realize and understand, man, the potential every player on the roster has. It's good players on the team. And good, great coaches recognize that and brings the best out of each one. Heavy. That's the job of a coach, a real coach. He even talked about Justin Jefferson and Cooper Kupp, compared the two. He said they're different but alike as well, right? He said they're both great at setting the edge, basically setting defenders up, always setting them up to make a cut or take a certain angle where they always have a chance to win on the route, to beat the defender to the ball, right? To get themselves in position to make the catch or make the big play. He talked about how Justin Jefferson had more deep passes, right? Receiving, how he can stretch the field, how he runs routes, how he's instinctive, right? He has instincts for where the ball will be, where the ball won't be, right? How he needs to position his hands. Heavy. He talked about how Cooper Kupp might not have had as many long receiving touchdowns or catches, but he was the type of receiver to catch a short pass, take it to the house, or take it for 50, 40 plus, you know. He said Cooper Kupp was instinctive as well, had great instincts as well. Both great receivers. As I've said in a previous video, I think Justin Jefferson is better, but both great receivers, man. He knows talent when he sees it. He talked about how you can line both of them up anywhere on the field, slot inside, wide, etc., to create mismatches, right? Create havoc for the defense, create confusion for the defense. Can you imagine Justin Jefferson going against a linebacker? It's a mismatch. Heavy. That linebacker has no hope. Period. That's what coaches do. That's their job, man, to recognize their personnel. Put in schemes and play packages to cause mismatches, to put their players in the best position. That's coaching, man. That's paying attention to detail. That's taking time, right, with players. Outside of practice, man, in the film room, on the practice field, dog. It all correlates to being a coach, to being a good coach. There's no shortcuts around it. You have to put the time in. And that's what these coaches are doing. Wes Phillips, another great mind, right? Damn near a mastermind. The Vikings have brought in great staff, great personnel, seemingly with the great mental, understanding the mental side of it, which people lack on, sleep on, forget how important it is. Yeah, talent is important, but the mental, dog. A less talented player with a strong mental can become better than that talented player, right? Can become more elite than that talented player, right? The energy is there, the vibes are there. Heavy. They're teaching, man. The players are learning. And during the season, they should produce. That's what it's about. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Heavy. That's my take, my opinion on Wes Phillips' press conference, man. Excited that he's one of the coaches on the Vikings staff, man. Understands the game. Wants to win. Comes from a winning pedigree. Heavy. That's what it's about. Oh, me. Oh, me. I ain't got no picks, you hear me? SKOL. Like that.